Well, I'm a little bit late, folks, because I've been at work all day. And I just wanted to show you, a lot of times when you have fruit trees, you have pests that come in and they knock all your peaches off while you're away. And basically what they do is they eat one or two bites, like that one, and the ants come up and get into it, and it ruins your peaches. So this is something that you got to deal with as a homesteader, you know, is squirrels, rodents, possums, raccoons, and two-legged critters that decide that they're gonna try and eat your peaches, and the peaches ain't ready yet. And they do the same thing. Oh, look at here, we got a raspberry. They do the same thing with the raspberries, right? They come in and they strip it. So, ongoing situation with one big fat squirrel that's eating all my peaches. If you could see, this whole side of the tree has been stripped, and this side hasn't, because this is where the dog, he runs on this side. So the squirrel stays on that side of the tree and knocks everything off. And yeah, this is a problem you're gonna have if you're out in the country. No matter who you are, you're gonna have to deal with local wildlife. Look at that. Look at that, all blooming. That's falling down. I'm gonna have to fix it. My beans are just coming in like mad. They're just coming in like mad. I came out here and I chopped some of this lettuce off and gave it to the chickens. That is a rhubarb. I wasn't sure if it was, but that is a rhubarb. So, yeah, we got a big old rhubarb coming up in there. But you need to think about this if you have a homestead or if you're trying to do a garden. You're going to have to weed. You're going to have to protect it from pests, right? Even your best friend can be a pest, which is why this is fenced off, because he kept running in and out of there and tearing stuff up. You're going to have bug pests. You're going to have rodent pests. You're going to have everything the birds. Everything wants to eat what you got. Okay? And see here, I'm going to have to stake these soon because they're starting to grow out. And as you can see, I got some deer spinach right there growing. But let's talk about my tomatoes. One of the big things with tomatoes, as you can see, they are so big and so heavy, they done broke this, right? So I'm gonna have to figure out another way to tie them up. Tomatoes, you need to keep air to the roots. If you don't, then you have a chance of getting end rot and the tomatoes dying, actually. So my tomatoes are doing very well. My onions are coming into bloom. See here, they're starting to come into bloom. And so onions are doing very well. I've got big ones down in there, see there? So this is just a couple tips. If you have a big tree like mine, there's no way I'm going to be able to put a netting over that. I'm just going to have to deal with the squirrels, right? Same thing with the blueberries. It's so big, I could get a partial netting over this one and maybe some of the smaller ones, but the birds are still going to get to it before me. And so you just have to think quantity, overproduce, and that way you get some. That's my policy. If I overproduce, then I'm liable to get some. So I'm sorry this video is going to be going up late, but I had to work half the day today. I just literally just got home, and see that is not going to work. So we're gonna have to figure out something else to do with this. So I just wanted to let y'all know I am still alive and everything. It's just I had to work this weekend, and so I'm running behind on everything, and is what it is, right? Now let's talk about chicken feed prices. Last time I went in and got my chicken feed, it was $22. Today I went in, got the same chicken feed, it's $33. That's not a good sign, folks. That means the feed is going up. That means everything else is going to go up. Because when your feed prices go up, you can't sell your eggs, you can't sell your chickens for less than what you're feeding them. And so that's going to affect everything. And it's just insane. Now, understand, I do not feed my chickens just plain chicken feed. I get them the good chicken feed. It's the more expensive chicken feed, but it's got organic mixture in it, and my chickens love it. And I also give them, fresh veggies out of the garden, because if my chickens are healthy, then my eggs I'm getting from them are healthy, and that is good for you, okay? And that's just most people who have animals, who are using those animals for their family in whatever way, whether it be milk or eggs or actually eating the animals, they're going to make sure that they know what that animal is eating, and they're going to take care of that animal. Most of your commercial plants, they don't care. I hate to say that, but it's been proven over and over again. They just do not care. They feed them the cheapest feed they can feed them. They pump them full of antibiotics to make sure they don't get sick. And the ones that do get sick, sometimes they just get thrown in to be produced anyway. So be aware where you're getting your chicken feed from. Be aware where you're getting your food from. And kind of watch the news. A little bit upset this week over some of the issues going on in New York. I don't really need to go into that. I think everybody on here who has a clue understands what I'm saying. But my biggest tip this week is dealing with pests. I have pests. I have chickens, I have rats, I have raccoons, I have possums, and I have a lot of squirrels and a lot of birds. So I do have pests that I have to deal with, trying to protect my produce from them. So some of the ideas, my brother gave me an idea to buy a trap, put it in the peach tree. That ain't gonna work. Okay, we've tried similar. That ain't gonna work. Leaving the snakes alone, I can't do that. I have a dog who runs around the yard. I'm sorry. I know there's a lot of snake lovers out there, but I can't have snakes around here with the chickens and the dog. I just can't. So, you got to try and discourage them somehow, some way. And you got to figure out what works best for you. I found what works best for me is to overproduce, and then I get enough for what I want to do, and the wildlife gets fed too. I mean, it works for me. It might not work for you. But that's all I've got this weekend. Like I said, I had to work today. I'm still in my work clothes, and it's a little bit hot out. And I just wanted to show you that you even though you see what looks like it's going to be an awesome year for your vegetables and your fruits, you might not get them. Anything can happen. Pests could come in. Your fruit trees could get some kind of blight or fungus, and your whole year is destroyed from it. So never count on 100% count on what you're growing in your gardens. Always have backups of your backups. That's the best advice I can give you, is I have backups of backups of backups. Okay? So that's all I've got for you today. I'm going to finish my cigarette, which has gone out, and go in and chill out in the AC for a bit. And then I got to come out here and take care of my chickens. I hope y'all have a blessed weekend, what's left of it, and we'll talk at you next week. Bicycle.